We're going to start with Carol's images. So Carol, let me unmute you. So Carol, this is the shot that you took, the original black and white, and then you sent me this image.
Right.
Okay. So when you took this shot, what grabbed you? What was it about it?
His face.
Okay.
The eyes, the snout, and the teeth.
Perfect. The eyes, the snout, and the teeth. Okay. Now look how everything else is kind of competing with that, because we have some midtones here, we have a bright part here. So all those things we need to darken and then hold on to the eyes, the snout, and the ears. Okay, so the easiest part is to darken the background. So we can do that with the curves. We're going to darken everything. Okay. We're darkening everything. However, we don't want it to look like that. So we're going to make our mask black. And with a white brush, I need to have white as my foreground. And let's start with a lower opacity, because we can always put it in. And I'm just starting to brush in whatever I did with the curves. Okay. I'm kind of darkening here. And like I said, the darks are going to make, I don't know, maybe somebody could phrase it better for me. The stronger the contrast between the darks, the brighter the brights are going to be. Now, when you're darkening, you have to decide how dark you want it and which details you want to stand out. Okay, because if we look at Barry Wolf's images here, even this one, so we do see the hand. We don't see anything here. We do see some of the hair. Okay, so how much you want to show, maybe you want to show some of the leaves up here, so you're not going to over darken here. Now this is still bright. If you want to keep darkening, you could even add an empty layer of 100% black or a very dark tone. So what I'm going to do, if I did want to do that, I would sample a dark tone that I have in the image. Say, no, not dark enough. Let's turn this off so we can see where the real dark tones are. There we go. We have a dark tone here. And now that's my foreground color. It might not be 100% black, but it's a very dark tone. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to add solid color. Okay. And I thought it would go to that color. It's not, but we can change it in a minute. The mask is white. That's why I'm not seeing anything, because an adjustment layer is born with a white mask. I'm going to turn the mask to black. And now I could actually choose with my color picker the exact tone that I want, and it's coming to this tone. You can see it's not 100% black. I still have values here. And now on my mask, I can kind of brush in the perimeters. I can increase the opacity. Nothing is happening because I'm on a black brush. There we go. Yes. See, even to me, that still happens. Now, it's up to you how much you want it dark here. And you can see, I don't think my brush is soft. I think I'm with a hard brush. No, it is soft. Could be the resolution. Now, this patch is going to be tricky.
I know, I tried to make it darker, but I just couldn't, I don't know.
Let's reduce the opacity a bit so it blends in better. Okay?
Okay.
There we go. And these we definitely don't need. I would leave maybe a leaf or two, and then there's the finger or something here, which kind of adds a little context. Okay? Just now, look at what happened. It pops out. If I turn these two off, you can see the difference.
Yeah.
Okay? But we still want to make the eyes pop, the snout, the teeth. So let's start with levels and check our kind of So you see you have no brights here.
Right.
So let's start with this. This will be very easy. So this is quite exaggerated, but that's okay. I'm exaggerating it on purpose, and now I could even rename it. And I could name it Brights. And I'm gonna make the mask black again. And I'm gonna zoom in here. And I'm at 35% opacity. I'm gonna go down lower because I want to make it look very realistic, very gentle. And start painting in. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the teeth are dirty. So I don't know if you want to clean them up a bit, but it does look more realistic when they're white. So you can see what I'm doing is it's dodging and burning, but very carefully. It's nothing too sophisticated, okay?
Right.
Nothing at all too sophisticated. The eyes, I'm clicking. I forgot to turn on my little program so you can see where I'm clicking. I'm clicking for the eyes. And if I want to brighten it more, I'll go in and brighten it more. Okay? So
Yeah, much better.
Much better. You can still work quite a bit more on the eyes if I add a curve. Let's zoom in here so you can see the eyes. If I was to add a curve and only look at the eyes, okay? And let's call it eyes. And we'll make the mask black. And now only brighten the eyes. And I might do a bit too much. It looks like he has some cataract here. So I could reverse it and kind of clean it up. Okay? So this, look at what we did. 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. Okay? And already a significant change. That's pretty much how it's done. Now, you can also, as you become more advanced, Susan's saying I would brush those teeth. Yeah, if you could only get in there with a toothbrush. Luminosity masks are very beautiful for an image like this. And what luminosity masks do is they create a mask according to different tones. Okay, now it's a bit more advanced, but let me show a little example. So I have an action right now. If I look at channels, now you're seeing all these channels the same because this is a black and white image. If I was to go to Carol's color image, I have the red, the green, and the blue, then they each have different contrast. However, this is a mask that has different gradations of gray, what you're seeing here. So if I was to come to this image and run, I have a luminosity mask action. And if I was to run it and then go to my channels, what you see here, this is actually a mask of the brightest bright parts of an image. And you can see it shows in white. So if I wanted to select, let's deselect that and select this one. And this is even more. And you can see the white in the eyes. Do you see that?
Right.
So if you want to work on only specific tones, right here on this layer, I'd make it active. I'd come to here, and I could add an adjustment layer, and it would mask that out immediately because it was selected. You can see the difference. Do you see I'm turning it down?
Oh, yeah.
You can see the grayish, whereas if I'm bumping it up, you can see the pop, especially the snout here.
Yeah.
You can see before and after, the teeth, the snout, all the areas that have that tone, the tonality. And then you can also kind of work with the brush here selectively as much as you want. I don't think I did a good job with the eyes. I'd redo the eyes, but I'll turn this layer off because I'm not too happy with the eyes. But the teeth are popping out. the snout, and it's great. Beautiful image. Okay.
Okay, great.
All right.
That's what I was trying to do. I was
Okay.
afraid to do too much with the leaves. I didn't know if I should or not,
That's up to you. That's up to you.
but I like it dark like this. I
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's a completely different image
think. Absolutely.
if we were to compare this to this.
Right. Oh,
What
yeah.
we started off with. And
Yeah.
okay. And you could do the same with portraits too, if you want a soft portrait.
Mhm.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Carol.